Stop being jealous of people who have what you want. When someone has something you want, you have a choice. You can become jealous. You can attack them, criticize them, secretly hope they fail, or convince yourself that they don't deserve what they have. Or you can look at them and say, they have it, so maybe I can have it too. That second response changes everything. You're listening to Emotional Intelligence Developer. Jealousy makes someone else's success feel like evidence of your own failure. Their new car becomes a reminder that you don't have one. Their career becomes proof that you're behind. Their relationship, business, money, confidence, or opportunities become things you resent instead of things you could learn from. And when you're busy being angry about what someone else has, you stop asking the questions that could actually change your life. How did they do it? What can I learn from them? Who can they introduce me to? What do they know that I don't? That's where empathy becomes powerful. Empathy doesn't mean pretending you don't want what someone else has. It means being able to recognize their achievement without allowing your own insecurity to turn it into resentment. You can be genuinely happy for someone and still want more for yourself. In fact, that mindset can open doors that jealousy keeps locked. Sometimes we block mentorship because we're too proud to admit that someone knows more than we do. We tell ourselves asking for help is weakness. We dismiss people who are ahead of us because admitting they're ahead makes us uncomfortable. But imagine what happens when you stop doing that. Instead of saying, who do they think they are? You start asking, what can I learn from them? Your world gets bigger. The people you used to compete with can become people you learn from. The success that used to irritate you can become evidence that something is possible. The person you wanted to see fail might become the person who teaches you how to succeed. And there are some important keys to making that shift. Key 1. Find out what your jealousy is really telling you. The next time you feel jealous, don't immediately judge yourself for feeling it. Ask yourself a harder question. Why does this bother me so much? Maybe it's because they have the career you wanted. Maybe they have the relationship you wish you had. Maybe they're financially successful. Maybe they're traveling, building something, getting recognition, or simply living a life you secretly wish was yours. Your jealousy might actually be revealing a desire you've been avoiding. That doesn't mean every jealous feeling should be acted upon. It means you should investigate it. Sometimes jealousy is information. It can show you what you want. And once you know what you want, you can finally start doing something about it. Key 2. Turn comparison into research. Most people compare themselves to successful people by looking only at the result. They see the business. They don't see the years of failure. They see the money. They don't see the skills that created it. They see the confidence. They don't see the uncomfortable experiences that built it. So instead of asking, why do they have it and I don't? Ask, what happened between where they started and where they are now? Study the process. What did they learn? What decisions did they make? Who helped them? What mistakes did they make? What sacrifices did they make? What are they doing consistently that you're not? Comparison becomes much more useful when you stop comparing your life to someone's highlight reel and start studying their journey. Key 3. Stop attacking the messenger. Sometimes we don't attack someone's success because we've objectively found something wrong with it. We attack it because it makes us uncomfortable. We say they're lucky. They're arrogant. They're fake. They don't deserve it. They had connections. They had help. Maybe some of those things are true, but sometimes we're just trying to protect our ego. Because admitting that someone has achieved something we haven't forces us to confront ourselves. And it's much easier to discredit someone than to admit, maybe I need to work harder. Maybe I need to learn something. Maybe I've been making excuses. Be careful with that. You don't have to worship successful people. You can disagree with them. You can criticize bad behavior. You can recognize unfair advantages. But don't automatically turn someone's success into something evil simply because you wish it were yours. Key 4. Learn to celebrate without pretending. You don't have to become fake. If someone achieves something and your first reaction is jealousy, you don't have to pretend you're completely overjoyed. You can be honest with yourself. I'm happy for them, but I'm also jealous because I want that. That's actually healthier than pretending. The important part is what you do with that feeling. Don't turn it into an attack. Don't sabotage them. Don't spread rumors. Don't secretly hope they fail. Take the feeling and ask yourself what it is trying to tell you. You can acknowledge someone's success while still admitting that you want your own. That's emotional maturity. Key 5. Seek mentorship instead of competition. This one can completely change your life. Sometimes the person you're jealous of is exactly the person you should be learning from. But jealousy can make you reject them. You don't want them to know you need help. You don't want to admit they know something you don't. You don't want to ask questions because you think it makes you look weak. So you stay distant. You compete. You criticize. And you miss the opportunity. Imagine if you replaced that attitude with curiosity. How did you get there? What would you do differently if you were starting again? What skills should I develop? What mistakes should I avoid? Suddenly, the person you were competing against could become your teacher. That's a much better use of your energy. Key 6. Understand that someone else's success isn't your failure. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts you can make. Someone getting promoted doesn't mean you're failing. Someone buying a house doesn't mean you're behind forever. Someone getting married doesn't mean you've lost your chance at love. Someone building a successful business doesn't mean there isn't room for yours. Someone getting recognition doesn't take recognition away from you. Life isn't always a single chair where one person has to stand up before you can sit down. There can be more opportunities. There can be different paths. There can be different timelines. Someone else's success is not automatically evidence of your failure. Stop making it personal. Key 7. Turn envy into a plan. This might be the most important one. If you genuinely want what someone else has, stop obsessing over them. Build yourself. Write down exactly what you want. Then ask, what skills am I missing? What knowledge do I need? Who can teach me? What do I need to change? What can I do this week? Because jealousy without action becomes resentment. But envy converted into action can become ambition. You don't have to sit there watching someone else's life and wishing they would lose what they have. You can use their success as evidence that something is possible. Maybe their path isn't your path. Maybe you won't achieve exactly what they achieved. That's okay. The point isn't to become them. The point is to become a better version of yourself. That's the fundamental shift. Stop treating someone else's success as a threat to yours. Their success doesn't take yours away. Learn from it. Let it motivate you. Use it as information. And if you genuinely want what they have, stop watching them with resentment and start studying what they did. Because the moment you stop being consumed by jealousy, your world becomes much bigger than you thought it was. You start seeing people differently. You start asking better questions. You become more willing to learn. You become more open to mentorship. You stop wasting energy hoping someone else will fall. And you start putting that energy into building yourself. That's when the world really starts opening up. Not because everyone suddenly gives you an opportunity, but because you finally stop blocking opportunities yourself. Someone else's success doesn't have to be the thing that reminds you of what you don't have. It can become the thing that shows you what's possible.